Hi kids. In today's session you are going to learn about the new developments in the 1990s and the 20th century in India. During the 1990, along with the fall of the Soviet Union, it failed in everything there in the 1990. At that moment, the new global economic order it was emerged. The new global economic order in that one, what they said that liberalization, privatization, and globalization. This only brought in the new global economic order, new economic policy. Also, we are saying that new economic policy it came in the that means it came into force from the 1991 in India. From that day onwards, that means from that year onwards, we adopted the liberalization, privatization, as well as the globalization of the industries and of the business, everything we may say. Okay, this was emerged by the support of the Western countries. Also, we are saying that. And India entered into the pacts of the GATT. Okay, it entered into the GATT. GATT only. Now it became as a World Trade Organization. Okay, actually global agreement. This one is called as a global agreement. Okay, that global agreement only. Now it changed as after 1995 only. It was changed as a World Trade Organization. That means we entered into the GATT from 1991 in the bilateral, trilateral as well as the multilateral agreements with the other countries. Bilateral means isn't it, the trade between the two countries. Trilateral means the trade between the three countries. Multilateral means the trade between the more than two countries or more than three countries, like that we are saying. That means we are having the trade between so many countries. That is called as a multilateral agreements. As well as the nuclear test ban treaty, which one we are done there, that also it was that attracted by the Western countries. Okay, the already I told Pokhran nuclear test also they did that. After that alone only we signed in the nuclear test ban treaty. Okay, next, the shift in India's policy manifested in various such ways, such as better relation with the China. The Look East policy of 1992, in that one what we had the relation with the better relation with the China. Next, the second nuclear test at Pokhran. First nuclear test also it was done in the Pokhran only. Second nuclear test at Pokhran in Rajasthan. Next, defense procurement relation with Israel. With the Israel defense procurement, that means if they are needing the Israel, if they need any defense from us, otherwise when we are needing any defense from them, there should be the good relationship between us. Like that only we signed in that one. And energy diplomacy with the Arab countries and Iran. Agreeing to US nuclear missile defense program. Agreeing for which one we are agreed that US nuclear, that means United States nuclear missile defense. Next, last one, India voted against the Iran at the International Atomic Energy Agency. What they did there, that means first we had the just as a friendly relationship with the Iran, but which one we are against there, the atomic energy through the Atomic Energy Agency, what we did there, we stood against to the Iran. Okay, next, India in the resurgent 21st century, that means in the 21st century what it happened in the India only now we are going to see. Okay, India has adjusted to meet the needs of intensified economic engagement with the world, all over the world. It engaged with current global subjects and articulates its international policies in order to gain a prominent place and makes its presence felt in a global scale. That means with the global level we want to do the all the business. That means not only one country. I'm saying about the multilateral only. Okay, that means the multilateral trade we had done there in the world level. How we may do that, when we are maintaining the peace with other countries, when we are having the friendly relationship with other countries only we can able to do. Same like that, that countries also, the countries which we are already had the trade there, same that countries also what they did, they also started the business. That means they also invested in our country, their money. Foreign direct investment, we are saying that only FDI. They are the other countries, they are invested in our country to start the multinational companies. Next, basic concepts of the India's foreign policy. Most probably in this one, everything they given about the economical, political relationship between all the countries only they given. Okay, here they given about the basic concepts of the India's foreign policy. What are the basic concepts we will see now? I told about the basic concept of India's foreign policy, isn't it? Before moving to that, we will move on to the what the India faced the enormous challenges. What are the faced that for the developing? What are the challenges it faced? We will see that. What are the challenges we faced? We may say as that sustain the economic country's economic growth rate. What it did it to ensure the energy as well as the security. It followed the so many policies. Sir. It followed the so many policies for what purpose? To face the development challenges. To face the development challenges. Actually, the development it should be the sustainable development, not the that means what we should not make any harm to the environment. Without harming the environment, we should develop only with the sustainable. We should develop in the sustainable manner. Then only the development we may say as a that our country developed very well we may say, because we should not give any harm to the not only the environment and also to the resources also. When we are using the resources, we should think about that it should be used for the future citizen also. Okay, for keeping everything in their mind alone, they are making the so many policies in the economical level. Okay, we will move on to the basic policies, basic foreign policy, what the India is following that. First, preservation of national interest, I said, isn't it? Preserving the national interest. That means what are the things we are having in our nation, that culture, language, customs, everything it should be preserved there. Okay, the epics, everything it should be preserved. Okay, next, what they given achievements of the world peace. World peace it should be achieved through the foreign policy. For what purpose we are working there? Only for the achievements of the world peace. Next, disarmament. What is the meaning of the disarmament? That not using the warfare equipments, not using the warfare equipments unnecessarily. Okay, unnecessarily we should not use the warfare equipments. Fostering cordial relationship with the other countries. Always we should have the friendly relationship with the other countries. Solving the conflicts. Conflicts means what we are saying that fight, isn't it? Okay, that like a type of fight, war, we may say that. Okay, so how we should solve that all that war, everything in the peaceful manner. In the peaceful manner. What I said, we should not use the equipment unnecessarily. I said, isn't war equipment we should not use unnecessarily. When we are not using the war equipment, how we may solve the problem? That means in the peaceful way alone, we should try to solve the problem, all the problem in the peaceful way. If it is not working alone, we should use our war equipments. Next, independence of thought and action. Everyone that they should have that independence of their thought as well as in the action, as they told in the NAM, the principle of the NAM, non-aligned movement. In the non-aligned movement, actually what they decided that we should not interfere in anyone's internal affairs, isn't it? So that means for all the countries we are having the friendly relationship, but instead of that we are having the friendly relationship alone, isn't it? We are not the parents of that country to interfere in their internal works, isn't it? If the parents are alone only, they will interfere in our works, what we are doing, whether we are moving in the correct path or not, they only will take care, isn't it? But the friends, what they should have some limit, isn't it? Like that alone in this also, that means in the foreign policy also, we should maintain some limits, sir. We should not interfere in anyone's internal affairs. We should give them independent thought. That means they should have decide themselves, isn't it? For the other countries also, what they themselves, they should decide to start anything there in their country. But that country, it should not give harm to any other country. Whatever thing they are doing inside their country, it is no problem. But what are the actions they are deciding there, they are taking there, it should not harm any other country. Next, equality in conducting international relations in all the countries. That means with every country we should be treat. That means we should treat all the countries in the equal manner. We should not show any partiality with any countries. It may be the developed country, otherwise in the underdeveloped country. All the countries we should treat only in the equal manner. Anti-colonialism, anti-imperialism and anti-racism. Colonialism means what? We are occupying one country. That is called as a colonialism. Imperialism also same thing. Colonialism. That means what we are doing there? We are showing our power to other country. But it should not be there. That means it should avoid. Anti only I said. Anti means it's opposite. We should follow the anti-colonialism, anti-imperialism as well as anti-racism. That only we should follow. That alone we have taken the pledge. That means to adopt the foreign policy. Okay, when we are adopting the foreign policy, we should follow all these type of the things also in that one. Policy of disarmament. Already I told what I told about the policy of disarmament. We should not use the war equipment unnecessarily, I told, isn't it? Then why, for what purpose we had made 2 nuclear tests there in the Pokhran itself? We did the first nuclear test as well as the second nuclear test, isn't it? For what purpose we did? Just we want, that means without the war equipments we can't able to live, because we are having the so much of the enemy, so many enemies that surrounded us. What I said, we should not use that weapons at first I said, isn't it? That means if anyone is attacking us, what we should be prepared, that we should be prepared with our war equipments. For that purpose alone, they did the nuclear test in the Pokhran 2 times. Okay, children.